Yes. Kumara, thank you for stepping up. That was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, choir. Yes. So let's go ahead and take a moment to be with each other, to engage with each other. Take a moment to say hi, give somebody a hug, look in their eyes, let them know that they matter. Come on, let's do it for a minute or two.
Good morning. Other shoes.
Everybody's acting like they didn't want to do this. Now you can't get them to stop. I know.
How about those men?
I know.
Your dear wants to close service. It was like, with all of us at once. Distracted. Good morning, though.
Good morning. All right. I know, right? All right. I'm putting a limit on that. I know. I think I figured it out. Katia just said, I only hugged 4 people. Well, the limit is 2. When you hug your 2 people, get back to your seat. So, I just want to start off by acknowledging, as many have already done this morning, our men and the men in our lives, our fathers, our brothers, our uncles, our sons, our grandfathers, all the men in the world, and that energy and that essence. You know, because fathers, they do the things that the women don't want to do, right? Like take out the trash, mow the lawn, do all the heavy lifting. You know, the men do that. And there's something to be said about that. Because they don't argue about it. They don't complain about it. They don't have to examine the idea. They just kind of nod and go with it. There's something to be said about that we all might begin to cultivate the what was that? A man just said, say it again. That we might all begin to cultivate the Father God within us. The Father God that is conscious. The Father God that is affirming. The Father God that is creative. And I just want to say to our men, all the men that are here, that we love you. That we love you, and we honor you, we appreciate you, we respect you. Yeah. So let's talk about change. Let's talk about change and honor the Father God within ourselves. So what I know about change is that the terms and the conditions to play in this game of life called change, that the terms and the conditions are set. And that we all have an opportunity to agree and accept the terms and the conditions. It's your choice, though, whether you agree and accept the terms and the conditions. So I wanted to start us off with a reading from Richer Living, which is Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker, their book. I'm reading from page 88. And it says, I embed new ideas from the creativity of God. Emerson tells us that the Ancient of Days is in the latest invention. Emerson tells us that the Ancient of Days is in the latest invention. In other words, since God is all there is, the only presence, the only power, and the only mind or intelligence, when we conceive a new idea, we are thinking directly from the creativity of God. It is not our isolated, limited human personality that projects this new idea. We are merely the instrument through which this projection takes place. But we are in partnership with the projector. God really is in the latest invention, in the newest song, in the latest novel, in the last picture that was painted, and in that feeling which we have of new and greater and better things to come. For God is all there is. There is nothing else besides. God is both the innovator of the game and those who play in it, the author and the actor, the singer and the song. Today I embed new ideas from the creativity of God. My whole consciousness is alive and awake and aware. It is impregnated with the divine ideas and shall bear fruit after the image of the impression conceived within it and a divine imprint made upon it. Today, then, I expect new ways of doing things. I expect to meet new people, form new friendships. I expect everything in my experience to enlarge and deepen and broaden. I expect more good than I have ever experienced before. And today, I expect to give out more to increase my love for others. Today, I expect from myself a more gentle approach to life, a more kindly feeling, a more beneficent impulse. New thoughts, new ideas, new people, new situations, new ways of doing things, and a new influx of the divine shall make this day perfect, glad, and an expression of limitless bounty from the storehouse of the infinite good. Change the future. The principles we'll be working with today, principle number 6, we believe in the unity of all life and that the highest God and the innermost God are one. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. Principle number 8, we believe in the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. Last week, I spoke a little bit about this idea that Ernest Holmes repeated over and over again, that there is a power in the universe for good and that we can use it. And when you consider that thought, there's a lot to consider about this power for good that's available to us to use, to be able to change, to be able to create the life that we desire. And the thing that is to be considered is this thing called faith. Faith. And so, in this teaching, we would say that we need to have the faith of God and not faith in God. There's a distinction. When we say to have faith in God, we are speaking as if there is something outside of ourselves and that there is some separation. So what we say is that we have faith of God and not faith in God. In other words, we have faith in this abiding realization of our oneness with all that there is. That we have faith in our abiding awareness that there's no separation and that there can be no separation. Faith that the highest God and the innermost God is one. That we have faith in this idea. And Emma Curtis Hopkins says this about faith. She says that it's having the confidence to command. Faith is having the confidence to command. Having the confidence in ourselves, in our own ability to call forth whatever it is that we are desiring. Having the faith within ourselves in our own thoughts, our own words, our own feelings, and knowing that through our thinking alone that we can change our future, that we can create the future that we desire. And I should pause right here because I'm saying that as if it, where it might be implied that it's something easy to do. It's not. It's no small task. I think I said this one time about Steve Harvey in one of their morning skits where someone's reading and then when it gets to the point where he wants them to stop, he'll say, "Stop right there." Right? That's one of those moments. Having confidence in ourselves and our ability to command, to call forth with confidence whatever it is that we desire to change. Stop right there. Pause. Be with that. Take that in. Contemplate that idea. It's no small thing. And it takes time. It takes time for one to begin to really rely solely on the substance unseen, faith. It takes time for us to begin to really rely on a substance unseen. Because what I'm learning about change is that it demands your time and your attention. That's so good. I'd like you to remind your neighbor, turn to your neighbor and say, change demands your time and your attention. One more time to your other neighbor. Change demands your time and your attention. So that you may become aware, so that we may become more aware of who we are right where we are right now. And this is important to begin to understand and important to know, because if you don't know that change demands your time and your attention, you'll miss out on your opportunities to change. You'll miss out on your opportunities to grow. You'll miss out on your opportunities to become someone new. You'll miss out on the opportunities to see the new idea that's flowing through you. You'll miss out on the opportunity to get a glance of God's idea flowing through you, in you, as you. You'll miss the experience. You'll call the experience something other than what it is. You'll move away from the reality and live in the unreality. It's important that you know so that you don't miss out on your opportunities. So our mission at the Center of Peace, it says that we utilize and demonstrate spiritual principles and practices to cultivate powerful individuals. Stop right there. We utilize and demonstrate spiritual principles and practices to cultivate powerful individuals. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. The cultivation of powerful individuals doesn't happen on Sundays. I'm sorry to tell you that. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen on Sundays. It takes time. It takes your time and your attention. So we're going to be starting a whole new series of classes in July. It's a good time, a mighty good time to consider taking a class or two. If you've taken a whole lot of classes,